Hi, I am Pastor Rich Warnecke from Christ Lutheran Church in Pewaukee, Wisconsin, and welcome to our Friday devotion. 1 week from now, we will celebrate Good Friday. Why do we call Good Friday good? Especially if Jesus had to suffer the way he did in that Roman death sentence execution, crucifixion. How can Good Friday be good for Jesus? Well, it wasn't good. He suffered. Mel Gibson, in his movie The Passion, demonstrated the physical agony that Jesus endured as gravity literally ripped his body apart, suffocating him, making him unconscious and literally couldn't breathe anymore. But Mel Gibson couldn't show us the spiritual agony that Jesus endured, because that spiritual agony was worse than the physical agony. We hear this in Jesus' own words when he said, Eli, Eli, lama sabachthani, my God, why have you forsaken me? To be forsaken means that God literally turned his back on Jesus. Jesus without God was without God's love. And if you don't have God's love, that's hell, my friends. And that's what Jesus was suffering. Separation from the one who loved him the most. God poured his wrath out on Jesus. Even though Jesus was sinless, God made him who had no sin to be sin for us so that we could receive the righteousness of God, Paul writes to the Corinthian congregation. And it was Isaiah who said 700 years before Jesus was born, he would be pierced for our transgressions, crushed for our iniquities. The punishment that would bring us peace with God would be upon him, and by his wounds we would be healed. You and I are going to celebrate Good Friday because it was good for us. It was good for Jesus because he carried out God's will, and God was praised. But it's good for us because God's anger we will never have to experience. Separation from God, hell itself, we'll never have to experience because Jesus did for us. And that's what makes Good Friday good for us, so that we can live to praise our Lord for his suffering and death. Listen to what Mark writes in Mark chapter 15, verses 33 through 36. At the 6th hour, darkness came over the whole land until the 9th hour. And at the 9th hour, Jesus cried out in a loud voice, Eli, Eli, lama sabachthani, which means, my God, why have you forsaken me? When some of those standing near heard this, they said, listen, he's calling Elijah. One man ran, filled a sponge with wine vinegar, put it on a stick, and offered it to Jesus to drink. Now leave him alone. Let's see if Elijah comes to take him down, he said. No, Elijah wasn't going to come and take him down. Jesus knew he had to endure the cross for us so that we could celebrate a Friday that is good, now and forever. Until next time.